Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us back. We are back for another video. Thank you. Y'all got me twice today. Go figure, huh? Let me get my straw up so I can get me a sip. How you guys doing? I hope you guys had a great Sunday thus far. Oh, I've been getting my show together for tomorrow, for Car Chronicles, and getting my commentary finished for the review for tonight. Oh, I've been super busy, but thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Let me get the banner up. Yes. Everything said in the video is alleged and, in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment, okay? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And also, guys, we want to make sure that we want to keep the content in terms of what we're speaking about in the chat. We do not want to bring up any other content creators or any outside gossip, okay? This is a drama-free, stress-free zone, and we want everyone to feel comfortable to be able to speak and express themselves in the chat as well. We don't want any drama in the chat, okay? Mods, if we see that going on, can we please do timeouts, okay? All right, I don't want anyone in timeout because I love each and every one of you guys, but I do not want anyone to be offended by any type of outside chatter, okay? So let's keep it about what we're speaking about tonight, which is the Love and Marriage Huntsville review, okay? All right, I just wanted to remind everyone, let's get into the show. All right. Yes. All right. Let's see. All right. So thank y'all for being here. We've already said that. Let's get started. Everything said in the video is alleged, in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right. Now, we are reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6, episode 24. Okay. I gotta say, it was so refreshing to not see any of the Scotts in this episode. Okay, like that was refreshing to me. And a lot of people say, "Well, how the Scotts gonna be? How's the show gonna be able to go on without the Scotts?" Well, now you see, they were not shown at all in this past episode. All right, of episode 24, they were not seen. So yeah, the show can carry on without them because they don't really tell shit anyway. So I was very glad to not see them on this episode. But this is Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6, episode 24. Rodger that. Now we know Melody, this episode is where Melody is going to be doing her name change ceremony. Okay. So that is why they named this particular episode Rodger that. Okay. All right, let's move that. I think we already know what we're in for. All right. Okay, let's get that back. Okay. So, all right, so the episode starts, you guys, with Nell and Chris Fletcher at their favorite spot where they're seen on the dance floor, honey, two-stepping it and getting it in. I was like, okay. Nell, she has on her tight little fitting, sparkly dress, child, like she's one of the throwback dream girls out here, honey. Wig was looking toe down per usual, but she was out, honey, having a good time with Chris. Chris had on his black slacks and like this golden black shirt, child, with the extra gel up in his curls, child. He was giving what needed to be given, okay? And they're out having a day of fun. It looked like they were out at night, but when they showed outside the building, it was like broad daylight, like one car in the parking lot. I was like, damn, what was going on here? This y'all favorite spot? Ain't nobody up in that piece but like maybe 2 people, all right? All right, so Nell says it has been a long time since she and Chris actually ditched work to go out on a date to their favorite spot, which the place was called Reflections, okay? Nell says in her confessional that she's been a dancer, okay, all of her life. I never knew that. Says she's been a dancer all of her life and she likes to dance. And Chris says that she's his favorite dancer, okay? Like Tina Turner, you're my private dancer for money. Do what you want me to do. All right. So Nell then goes on to say that Nell says that I'm your only dance partner. Okay, like get it right. Like I ain't your favorite. I'm your only. All right, because y'all know they done had a little situation, honey, where Chris done stepped out. So she letting his ass know. Listen, don't be saying I'm your favorite dancer, because that means it might be somebody else in the lineup. I'm your only dancer. All right. So Chris, he's out there he was out there two-stepping, child, getting it. But if y'all follow Chris Fletcher on IG, you can see Chris, he's a great dancer. Chris be getting it in. I was like, Chris, not quiet Chris. Not the quiet Chris, honey. Chris be out here getting it. So yeah, they were getting it on the floor. All right, so then they go to take a seat to get a drink. They had somebody bring them over some water at first. They're sitting in there talking about things. Martell's visit to be one of them, which is the topic of discussion. With Nell, to, like I said, to be exact. So Nell says that she was kind of sweating from the dance. She was hot. She said, "Oh Lord, I'm sweating, Lord." All right, so and then she asked Chris, how was work? So they're just kind of having conversation. She asked Chris, how's work? Chris says work was good, that he sold a couple houses and another client wants to sell their home as well. And he says Martell, of course, is still in the house. We still haven't got Martell out of the house. So Martell was still squatting after, you guys know, several episodes of Chris asking Martell to move his ass up out of there. All right, so he's still squatting in that damn house. So Nell asks, says that he ain't breaking our date tonight, is he? Because she's like, I don't want him coming up in, because y'all know the last time they had a date that we saw on the show, the two of them actually, Martell actually came in and kind of crashed their date and was sitting there with them, which was kind of awkward. He was like the third wheel. Chris was like, nah. So I didn't invite Martell. Martell ain't coming. So Nell was like, funny that you say that, because I had a talk with Martell, and he brought 2 bottles of wine, okay, for us for our dinner, because y'all know they're having dinner with their family or whatever coming up. And Nell said that he asked her for what she thought about. That Martell asked her what she thought about the name change. Okay, I was like, yeah, no. Like, Nell, you brought that up, because Martell, he wasn't even talking about that. He was talking about everything else. You mentioned the actual name change to Martell, so there was kind of contradiction right there. But let's continue. Nell said that she told him that if that's what Melody wants, then that is what she does, and that's pretty much a part of the process of the two of them no longer being together. Okay. All right. So Nell, like I said, Nell, you brought that up, sis. Like, don't be sitting there telling Chris. You're gonna tell Chris, if you're gonna tell Chris the story, make sure you're telling him verbatim. Like, you were the first person to bring the name change up and ask Martell how he felt about it. Okay. Right. Nell did bring it up. I see you put it in there, Angela. Yes, Nell brought it up. So maybe she forgot. I don't know. But I mean, hell. So Nell says that he says, oh, so is it that, is that how you really feel? And she says that she told Martell it's not for her to feel that way. That it's really up to Mel and how she feels, because this is a decision that she made. Okay. Nell says that Martell says that you need to pick a side. When Chris starts laughing, it says that here we go again with this pick a side stuff. Like, Martell is always asking the Fletchers or anybody that he thinks is his friends, like he can control them, that they need to pick a side when they don't side with him on what he wants them to side with. Okay. So Nell says, did he ever ask you about picking a side? So of course, production then rolls tape back to where Martell, Fred, and Chris Fletcher were at the job site where Martell and Fred were actually working on this house, where Martell told them that they need to pick a side because people are always on Melody's side 100% versus trying to have his side as well. So he was telling Chris and them, y'all need to pick a side, meaning pick his side. So Chris says to Nell, says, we're not doing that. Says there's no such thing as that when it comes to us, pretty much. So Nell says that he really feels a way about the name change, and it really hit him that there's no coming back from this. Okay, says that he tried explaining that that our name, or that's our name, and that Mel is pretty much getting rid of it, and that he feels a way about it. Okay. Had she not brought it up, then I don't think that would have been the topic of discussion between the two of them, because you already know how Martell is. Anytime he hears anything about Melody doing something that he's not included in, or that maybe she's trying to get rid of his ass or get away from him, he is going to show out. And I think Nell knew that, and you kind of provoked that interaction and that anger out of him, because you already know how he is. So Nell then goes on to say that she told Martell that this is what I tried to tell you, that might happen, and that you didn't listen, Martell. She says, and oh my Lord, when I said that, she says that things went all the way left. She said he got loud with me, Fletcher, and he did it at our house. So then Chris, he kind of looks like, what? Chris says, what you mean he got loud with you? So Nell says that he actually he really changed and he got loud and things kind of went left. She says, and he really pissed me off when he did that. And she said it like that. So Chris said, oh, so do I need to have a talk with him? Chris, yeah, why are you asking her that? If somebody yelled at your wife and was disrespectful at your house, talking to your wife in terms of raising their voice, especially the opposite sex, especially Martell, of course you need to check him. That's not a question that you would need to ask her. She's telling you that he did this so that you will check him. Women, y'all know how we are. If somebody says something out of the way to us and we want our man to check it, you're going to give them every detail, and it's going to be the way that you tell them in terms of saying, hey, you need to check their ass for the way that they said what they said to me and the tone that they said it in. All right. So that is why she was telling Chris that. All right. Yeah. Of course you need to check his ass for that. So then Nell said that he really upset me, like he really did, like she was still on that. So then Chris says that maybe I need to have a talk with him and find out what's really going on, and just to get some clarity about things. Okay. So then Nell says that I'm team Mel and I'm not worried about how Martell feels. Okay. So she says she's team Mel. Nell then goes on to say that Martell said to her, says that why don't you hold her accountable for what she says and does. And Nell says that she told him that she doesn't know what Martell is talking about. And then that is when he mentions the infidelity on Melody's part, okay, to try to say, well, Melody cheated on me first. Y'all know that's his favorite thing to do if and when somebody calls him out for his cheating. Anytime you say, Martell, why did you cheat on me? You the one that broke up your marriage. He gets upset and does the whole, well, you don't hold Melody accountable, and Melody cheated on me first, and I got proof, and starts to get loud and waving his arms and all this other stuff. Y'all know this how Martell is. But isn't it ironic, you guys, how Martell only mentions that Melody cheated when he is approached with his infidelities? Is that not weird that Martell only talks about Melody and this alleged infidelity with her in their marriage when he is approached about his own infidelities, like Martell, and then always saying he has proof, which we all know this alleged proof that he says that he has is this alleged Revenge P video that he has doctored up to make it seem like Melody was with some random dude when it was really with him. All right. We already know how everything happened with that, how he had Coleslaw trying to get in the middle and help him devise this plan to make Melody look good, to make her look like she's this whole 304 out here, when in fact she was doing what all wives do, which is please their husband. How the shit got on video is unbeknownst to me. That ain't my business. I'm trying to figure out how he got a video for him to be even walking around with the shit, to be holding on to it, to hold it over her head. But let's continue. Martell's a hot damn mess. So Kristen goes on to say, so he's saying that infidelity on Mel's part. And Nell said, yes, that I'm really tired of him and his accusations of her cheating. Says that why don't he worry about holding himself accountable? Says that she gave you 5 years to get yourself together. Then as soon as someone brings up his infidelity, he brings up what she did too. Okay, which that's exactly what he does. So Chris says, yeah, instead of taking responsibility for what he's done, that's what he always does. So then Nell goes on to say, well, Mel wants to change her name, so be it. Okay. Says if we ever divorce, I ain't changing my damn name. This is what Nell is telling Chris. She says, I'm keeping my name. She says, and I don't care what you do. I was like, oh shit. Okay. So Chris, he says jokingly, why not? I want my damn name back. So they just kind of having like a little ha-ha, a little back and forth. So Nell, she laughs at Chris, and then the both of them, they kind of laugh it off, as like it's like a little joke or whatever. So Nell then says that I'm supporting Mel, and he can't change that. Says that you can't even change that, Martell. That's what Nell is telling to Chris Fletcher about this situation. So then Chris then goes on to say a name change ceremony. Said, that would actually be a first for us. We've never been to one of those before. And Nell then goes on to say, if you look at the invitation now, the invitation kind of looks like a wedding invitation, okay? Because y'all know Mel is real bougie, and everything that she does is always kind of high class like that. So I didn't expect anything less whenever she announced that she was going to be doing this name change ceremony, all right? So Chris says, oh, okay, all right. And so then Nell goes on to say, well, what do you think will actually happen? Do you think that she's going to marry herself? So they just kind of... That whole conversation was funny to me. So Kristen says, or marry the name. Says the name will be up front, and then she'll walk up there and just marry the name. I was like, y'all done had too much to damn drink. Because Chris, like, stop it. Y'all doing a little bit too much. All right. So then Nell says that when Mel does something, you already know that she does it big and she does everything over the top, which she does. All right, ain't nothing wrong with that. So she says, so I really don't know what to expect. That's what Nell is saying. So then Chris goes on to say that she's changing the name back to Rodgers, right? Well, what else would she be changing to? Nell was like, yes, honey, Rodger that, which y'all know that's the title of this actual episode, okay? So they both laugh it off, and Nell says that, boy, if she puts that on a t-shirt, it's gonna blow up, all right? So then they both laugh, because y'all know Mel, she lived to have a good old t-shirt, all right? Yes, she does. All right, so next scene is Tiffany and Stormy. They meet at this place called the Refuge Interiors, okay, to actually talk, where Tiffany arrives, child, with these jeans on and this pink Church of God in Christ Easter blazer on, child, with the bat wings and these pink heels. It looked like the same pink heels that she wore a few seasons back, honey, when she sat down with Destiny at the bar when they were trying to settle their differences, and Destiny kept looking at them damn pink shoes like this right here, like, where the hell are you going with these pink shoes? Looking like your ass just left for Easter speech convention. But y'all know, Tiffany stay dressing like her ass is straight from Bargain Barn somewhere. I'm like, child. All right, so Stormy is already inside the place. And once Tiffany walks in, they both greet each other. And Tiffany says that she hasn't seen Stormy since the actual barbecue, which was at Kimmy Maurice's house. All right. So they actually she said we had no opportunity to actually talk. She's saying that via her confessional. So Stormy asked Tiffany, says, hold on. She said, okay, so she says, what's been going on? So Tiffany says, well, and she says, and what are you going to buy while you're here? So Tiffany says, well, I'm just going to get some gifts for everyone who actually came to the gender reveal for baby Ace, okay? Because I know she had the gender reveal party or whatever. So she's going to get some gifts to thank everyone for coming to the baby reveal, okay? So Stormy then says via her confessional, she says that she wants to talk to Tiffany and be 100 with her the way a friend should be, and that she's not sure how she's going to take it, okay? And Stormy, of course, is still rocking that same damn Rick James wig that we done talked about for 3 seasons now. It was giving Rick James ebony eyes. I was like, sis, I'm gonna need you. I done told you about this damn wig, and your ass is right back for another episode in this damn curly wig. But go out, child. So Tiffany then goes on to say that I didn't get to talk to you at the barbecue because when I pulled up, that Melody and Kiki were outside looking like they were hashing out something. Okay. And of course, y'all know Stormy was standing out there as well. So Tiffany just went on in with baby Ace. All right, so it says that she was referring to, of course, y'all know the drama that happened with the whole drink toss between Kiki and Tisha, okay? So Stormy then says that everything happened really fast, and Marcel and Tisha was kind of ignoring Kiki, and it went downhill from there. So she's kind of catching Tiffany up on why everything was so chaotic when she showed up kind of last minute, all right? So then production then rolls tape back and shows the actual altercation where Kiki threw the drink on Tisha, and Tisha does the whole like, child, you done threw a whole bucket on her. You would have thought she threw a bucket of water on her. And I gotta say, I was enjoying kind of seeing that scene again, because I was like, Tisha, girl, that's what your ass need. Every time I see that, I'll be like, thank you, Lord. I do not promote violence, but I enjoy seeing that again. I really did. So Tiffany then says that I didn't know that Kiki could be so relevant and irrelevant at the same time. See, this is what I don't like about Tiffany. Tiffany stays talking junk, but then acts so oblivious to the fact that she said something real slick, and the fact that her ass keeps getting caught up in it, and then you call her on it, and she, what did I say? She do that, and I'd be like, girl. All right, so now I'm going to play a clip for you guys between Stormy and Tiffany, where they are actually having a conversation, okay? Let me get that pulled up so you guys can hear that, okay? Hope you guys are enjoying the actual review thus far.
People like that said, not only is she not good enough here with you, no, she's not good enough for none of us. Like, it read that way to me.
I didn't say she's not good enough.
Girl, I ain't gonna go verbatim, but that's what you said. Like, that's what it implied. It was kind of hard for me to watch, because I didn't know you had it in you to be that shady.
Really?
That is. I was hurt by it.
I'm surprised at Stormy's reaction to the interview that I did with Carlos. I probably just said what everyone else was thinking. I don't know why people are so surprised after all this time. Shady's not new for Tiffany.
And talking to you, I really want to say, like, I do feel like in order for you and Kiki to move forward, you can't throw no digs, she can't throw none. And I just feel like as of late, the ones you throw have been a little shadier. You know what I'm saying? I think she is very apologetic about, doing it at Kimmy's house for one, for how it played out. I didn't get a person who felt like their actions were right. I got a person who felt like, damn, I did that. I need to learn.
Oh, you talked to her?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
You asked her if she was receptive to talk to me? Or is this Stormy stirring the pot?
Don't do that. But I'm saying, because I ain't got to stir nothing, don't do that.
Okay, so tell me.
Let's sit down, because it done got weird for me. And I really want to have a, honest conversation with you, because I literally just said, I was like, girl, don't do that. Why would you say that?
It seems like one-sided if you just had to sit down with Kiki, because I haven't talked to her.
Yeah, when I met with Kiki, she was actually getting ready to move or moving into like a new place for a school district for her son. Even with that, I don't know if you said something to somebody about that.
What do you mean?
Like her move in general. Like, did you say anything shady about her move? Potentially shady, maybe? No?
I don't recall saying anything shady about Kiki moving into a school district.
What did you say about her moving into the school district? What conversation have you had?
I haven't had a conversation with someone about Kiki moving into a school district. I don't even know how to stop people from saying things that aren't real.
Kiki said that you was talking about me.
Why the hell would I have something to say about you?
What was said was that when I gifted you the flowers, you don't use them products no more or something. They got bad ingredients or something of that nature. And I was just like, oh my God, what? You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I'm all the way out of 2 of the products, and I literally just used them in Mirror's hair.
Well, thank you.
I don't understand why Kiki's trying to put some type of wedge between Stormy and I, because Stormy and I have been in a good place, and I wasn't planning to change that.
So when we got down here, you was like, I never knew how somebody could be irrelevant and relevant at the same time. I'm like, damn, let it go, because if you don't, y'all gonna be arguing for real, and it's gonna get escalated. And when you're dealing with a personality like Kiki, y'all can be fighting. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to do is communicate to you how I want you guys to come together, and it don't have to be like that. Like, let's stop the little shade, unless you want it to be.
No, I don't.
But you with her.
To me, it's probably innocent jab, jab, jab. Okay, you say this. Okay, this person says this. Blase, blase, blase. At some point, if you're a bear, you ain't just jabbing me. That's what I'm receiving from you. You're like, you ain't just jabbing me. Like, we about to go for it.
Yeah. And I feel like it needs to die. It's a matter of, for day one, I've always advocated for you guys to come together and have a conversation, because even if we go back to when we was having tea, I said that I feel like y'all may be more alike, and I feel like when people like y'all go back and forth, I feel like y'all end up coming together and being the best of friends. If y'all really talk about it, if y'all really just get to it and then just end it there, it won't live any further. But I see it getting to a point where it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
So you're saying I should not poke the bear?
Yeah, especially when you know it's the bear.
Would you be a good mediator to have this conversation?
Yeah, I feel like I know enough of how you respond and how she responds to possibly bring you guys together.
If Stormy wants to find peace here in this scenario, I'm up for that. I'm beyond talking about Kiki and Tiffany and Tiffany and Kiki. Let's just get to the bottom of it. Whenever you're ready, I will make myself available.
This is gonna be so good.
You're a little too excited.
You're gonna get done.
I mean, I've seen you handle things a time or two. I wasn't questioning your ability.
So that's the end of that clip, okay? All right, so we're gonna move on to the next scene, guys. We're moving on. What do y'all think about Stormy checking Tiffany? She really need to check her, because Tiffany killed me with this whole, oh, I don't remember that. Oh, I said that? When did I say that? I said that like that? Like, Tiffany, girl, stop. You already know you said what you said and how you said it. Like, stop always acting like you did not say something. She get on my nerves with that. All right, and have y'all noticed we have not seen Lewis except for the episode when they were in the park, where he and Tiffany were in the park with the baby? We still have not seen his ass this season. Are they having some marital issues? Ain't that much work in the world. Like, he ain't showing up for you, like, no scene, and she's being forced to film with everybody else in order to keep her spot on this damn show. Do y'all notice that? He is not taking a break, and when his ass did take a break to sit in the park and talk with her, like, he was just somewhere else. He was looking off into space, and she's sitting there crying and looking crazy. I'm like, damn, are they separated or has he just clocked out completely? Because, sir, I mean, I'm wondering, was his ass even at the reunion now? I can't wait to see it. But let's continue, honey. Next scene. Melody is at her house getting ready for the name change ceremony, okay? Everyone is kind of setting everything up. She has an orchestra there. I told y'all Melody Child, she do it big. And everything looks very lavish and well planned out, and people are starting to slowly arrive, okay? Melody is getting her makeup put on. She's getting her lip gloss on, which is the final touches, all right? Nell and Chris Fletcher, they arrive. Nell is struggling, child, to get up the walkway, honey, in them heels, which was kind of funny to me. I was like, child, all right? So Mel and Miss Van, they actually speak briefly about the ceremony, and I think I have that clip. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I think I got it. I try to show y'all clips so y'all can get more of a visual. I do.
Thank you. You look so pretty.
She ain't got on this gold outfit.
You look lovely. Thank you. Today's the day we made it here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad she's back.
Today is my big day.
Yeah.
Today starts a new chapter of my life. I'm officially going back to my maiden name, and today I'm commemorating that with a name change ceremony. I've got some of my family and some of my closest friends here. I have prayed for this day, and it's finally here.
This is going to be amazing. All of the family is here.
Okay.
So we're good.
Okay. Have you been out back yet?
I looked, and it's lovely.
Is the orchestra out there?
Yes, they're playing.
All right, good,
Yep.
good. Get ready to walk on out.
I'll see you outside.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, so we can't play her song, guys. We're gonna move on past that. Okay. Let's move on past the child. For those of you that did not check out her song, it's called Take Me Back. Okay. All right, so this is the actual ceremony
for Melody Cherie Rodgers. It's often said that time is filled with constant and swift transition, but with every transition, we're presented the opportunity to create something amazing. We're here today to celebrate the potential of the amazing. Let us pray. We ask now, God, for your protection. We ask now for your peace. We pray that this woman begin to live boldly. Her children will be blessed. Her home will be blessed. Her businesses will be blessed. It is in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. To signify this moment, Melody has prepared a vow for her family, and she's going to repeat after me this vow. I, Melody Cherie Rodgers.
I, Melody Cherie Rodgers.
Receive back my God-given name.
Receive back my God-given name.
In which I was birthed into.
In which I was birthed into.
Via my parents that represents life, love, and legacy.
Via my parents that represent life, love, and legacy.
I hold on to this name.
I hold on to this name.
Until God sees fit.
Until God sees fit.
Amen.
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 To my daughter, Melody. I could go on and on about what the Rodgers name represents and the powerful influence it has had from generation to generation. But you lived it, so this is nothing new to you. The ancestors whose shoulders you have been standing on, they are rejoicing.
Melody's crying.
Because you stay steadfast and unmovable, anchored in your faith. You have led by example and have shown many that an obstacle is not a defeat, but the opportunity to let your life shine. As a Rodgers, I am proud of you. As a woman, I am proud of you.
Yes.
I am proud of you, Melody Cherie Rodgers.
Aw. They're hugging and they're both crying.
Hearing my mother is just touching. I think as a child, you're always hopeful that you will make your parents proud. While some may say, well, your marriage, it was a failure, it failed. She's seen and heard some of the tears that others haven't been privy to. And to know that after all of that she's still proud of me is just, words can't really describe it. It is therefore ordered, adjudged, and decreed by the court that the said Melody Cherie Holt henceforth shall be known by the name of Melody Cherie Rodgers.
Yes, ma'am.
You all so much. The festivities are just beginning. We're going to celebrate the rest of the evening of what.
Okay, so that is it. Was that touching? Did you guys tear up? I didn't, but it was really nice. It was really nice. Okay, y'all know I'm not a crier, but it was very heart tugging. Okay. Yes, so Melody, she does that, and she does her little vow. She wrote her own little vow. It's kind of like a little wedding ceremony. She rededicated herself and to her family. I thought it was beautiful. Everybody at the ceremony, a lot of people were very emotional. You can see a lot of people in her family like wiping their eyes. They were very emotional. So because a lot of people knew what she went through with Martell and all of the mess that she had to endure. So I'm happy that she actually jumped over that hurdle and is moving forward with her life. And she seems so happy and she looks so radiant now that she has transitioned back to her old name. Okay. Yes, Dr. Melody Cherie Rodgers. I see y'all putting it in there. Okay. So after the ceremony, everyone is commingling, eating. Everybody's enjoying themselves. When Nell makes her way over to Mel to tell her that she needs to pull her away to talk to her. Timing is everything, and I feel like this conversation was made at the wrong time. Okay, now Melody goes into her confessional once Nell comes over to her and say, "Hey, I need to have a talk with you." She says, "What's so important that Nell needs to talk about right now?" Okay, she says, as of course y'all know, as she and Nell kind of walk away from everybody to walk so that they can have a private conversation. Mel, she didn't want to be pulled away from her guest. And the fact that Nell chose to pull her away from the guest to talk about something that Martell says in that moment where she just saw Melody was happy, she was emotional, she's kind of in her zone. Like that was the worst time to be pulling her to the side to tell her anything Martell said. Martell is not there. She didn't want that energy there. Timing was off when it came to Nell saying what she had to say to Melody. You could have called her the next day to tell her that. You could have, text her the next day, say, "Hey, let's me and you sit down and have a conversation. Something happened the other day with Martell. I didn't want to tell you at your ceremony because it was the wrong time. So, let's me and you have a conversation when you have time." Okay, boom. I just didn't like that. It just kind of threw off the whole vibe a little bit with Nell doing that. Like, I don't know what the hell she was thinking about, but let's continue. Melody says to Nell, says that, "Hey, I'm so glad that you came." All right. Once they go off to themselves to talk, Nell says, "I was coming, right?" So Mel then says that when I sent you the invitation, you actually liked it. So I knew that you were coming. Okay. So then Nell says, yep, says that I responded right away. And you know that I was not going to miss my boo, honey. I love you, honey. So that's the kind of vibe she was on. So Melody responds. She says, "I know." She says, "I love you too. And it meant everything that you guys were here. Okay. Or are here rather." So Nell then says, "So how you feeling?" Okay. Melody then responds by saying that, "I feel amazing. I feel at peace. I feel light. I feel great." Okay. Before you brought me up over here and I added that part. So then Nell then goes on to say, "So you feel like relieved?" And Mel was like, "Yeah, because I started this process so long ago. Then it got held up and then it got held up. And then finally," she says, "it's done. And it feels like the last piece of getting rid of, that name," meaning the Holt name. So of course, you guys know when she said got held up, it's through all of the court situations where Martell kept taking her to court, because as you know, anytime that you are in court, you can't do a name change. So Martell knew what he was doing by taking her to court for full custody of the kids, taking her to court to keep the kids from being on social media, he was steady going in and out of court, trying to stop this woman from doing what she was doing right now. Okay, because he knew that with Melody still holding on to the name, he could run around still telling everybody, "Oh, that's my wife." Oh, he could still take businesses, start businesses and try to still use her name in terms of saying, "Oh, Melody Holt, Melody Holt." He was happy as hell at the reunion when Carlos King said, "Welcome to the stage, Melody Cherie And Martell hurried up and said, Hope, Hope, Hope. So he was happy to still be able to tack on Melody Cherie Hope when they were already gone their separate ways. So the fact that Melody cut that name from her name and went back to her maiden name, Martell is all in his damn feelings. He's mad. He's acting out like a damn 3-year-old. He can't take it because that is the last and final straw that he had to hold on to Melody. All right. So Nell then says, well, I'm proud of you and I want you to know that, okay? Melody says, yeah, she says, I believe in following your intuition. When something is dropped in your spirit, you run with it. And I totally agree with that. Nell then goes on to say, says, yep, that's right. Says, that's how you felt and you've done that, okay? So Melody then says, yes, it's done. And she's smiling. She's happy. And then here comes the conversation that nobody wants to hear. All right, Nell says, so I saw your ex-husband, all right? So Melody's whole facial expression, her whole disposition kind of changes. Like, really, Nell? Like, really? Like, you gonna talk about that now after I'm sitting here telling you I feel light, I feel relieved? Like, bad time. Melody's energy, like I said, changes as Nell kind of goes into this conversation about Martell. Nell says that he heard about you changing your name back to Rodgers, and he is in his feelings about you changing your name back. And he says that he gave you that name. Okay, so the Melody looks like gave me that name, like child bye. So Melody goes into her confessional. She says that I'm not sure why Nell wants to talk about Martell right now. She says this is a drama-free zone. Boom. Yes, ma'am. I say that too. She says that nobody's checking for Martell. She says it's not about him. It's about me. Absolutely. So Nell, she says, Nell, I'm going to need you, honey, to get it together. All right. So Nell says that he stopped by to bring us 2 bottles of wine. And Mel's looking like, okay, and so then Mel, of course, she's looking uninterested in what Nell is saying. And she's like, okay. Like, she don't give a hot damn what Nell is talking about when it comes to Martell. So Nell then said that Chris wasn't there and he inquired about the name change and says that Martell got mad and said that it was a smack in the face to me. Once again, Nell, you brought up the name change. Why is it that every time she tells this story, she is telling it in terms of saying that Martell is the one that brought this conversation up, and that's the reason why they were talking about it? Like, Nell, you asked him, did you hear that Mel was changing her name? Did you notice she's having a ceremony? And then that's how Martell started asking questions about, are you going to go, and who's going to be there, and whoever's going to be there and say they're my friends. I want to know about it. Y'all remember that conversation. Nell, like, stop lying, girl. Does it make you feel good to be taking yourself out of the equation when you actually be starting shit? You kind of act like Tiffany a little bit. So Mel then says, when did it become about him? Okay. So, oh my God. Of course we got a clip. Okay. Let's play the clip. Honey. I love a good old clip. Let's go ahead and play the clip between the two of them having this conversation because I want y'all to hear it verbatim. Okay. All right. Let's get to it. Hold on. Okay.
So, because when he met me, he's in his feelings.
All right, let's back it up.
About him. Yeah. He's in his feelings about me changing my name back to who I was when he met me. He's in his feelings about you changing your name. I pity him so much. I think you should have talked to her about that. That's her name I gave her. That's sacred. No. You said that's his name he gave me? Yes, that's what it So let me be clear. I was given a name before I met him, was I not? Yes, you were. That's not some of the most controlling, narcissistic stuff. Yes. That's why I'm celebrating today. Yeah. Not much anything Martell does is surprising. So hearing Miss Nell say that he was upset that she's coming to my name change ceremony and he gave me that name as if he made me, that's what Martell does. Typical narcissistic behavior. Boy, you did not make me and neither did your name because I was already Melody before I ever met you. 2 snaps.
Yes, honey. I love the 2 snaps. You better tell him, Mel. Like, yeah, you didn't make me. 2 snaps, okay? So, so Melody and everyone, they kind of go and they sit back down because they get ready to have another portion of this ceremony thing at the ceremony here where they all sitting down, where Melody then asks her friend Shanita Foster to go up and say some words, at which Melody becomes very emotional. Shanita spoke on how proud she was of Melody and how she's been so strong through everything. thing in terms of going through that and still being able to raise her children and not giving up. Shanita says that Melody's heart is everything to her, and she asked everybody to hold their glasses up to have a toast, and everyone put their glasses up to do a toast, and they cheers to Melody. And Melody, of course, she's emotional again. That was a very emotional ceremony, okay, from her standing up there doing her vows to her mom, Miss Van, getting up there and saying what she had to say, and now with her best friend getting up and talking about how she's been there for Mel and how she's seen her kind of going through what she went through. It made Melody be emotional once again. So she was able to kind of block out the stuff that she and Nell were talking about and kind of focus on what she was really there for. And I like that, okay? She didn't let that conversation with Nell kind of bring her down. All right, so next scene is Stormy, honey, and her assistant Cal, which I feel like this scene could have been left out, guys. I'm not sure why why OWN and Carlos King of production decided to throw that in there. I was not feeling that, but whatever. Stormy was doing a lot of acting in this scene. I'm sorry. They could have left it out, but let's go ahead and talk about it. Stormy and her assistant Kyle, they meet up at Stormy's house, okay? He compliments Stormy's house as they sit down to discuss business, all right? Stormy puts on her acting skills, like I just said, to cry on cue while discussing Canvas beauty and the issues that she has been having in business, okay? Let me go ahead and play that clip as well so I can save my voice, guys, because I don't want to be hoarse tomorrow, honey, for Car Chronicles, Jesus. All right.
Today I'm meeting with Kyle. He's Canvas's CMO/COO. Kyle came into Canvas over a year ago. He's been very instrumental as far as like helping to position Canvas into our 2.0 era. I really feel like I'm at a place now where I can step back and do things that I add value to Canvas with. Creative, marketing, like getting the brand out there more. Like I'm happy to be able to do that. That's what I want to celebrate this year. Like it's going to be our 5-year anniversary. So many companies don't make it to 5 years. Yeah. So I really want to celebrate. I want to do like a big party in the pasture. I want to have like stage. I want to have like maybe a little fireworks. Yeah. I want to do something big this year because I need that energy. Yeah. Because when I came on, it was a lot. You almost lost it all. And I'm not just talking about the company. I'm not just talking about the warehouse. I mean the house. I mean it all. And I don't want to make you sad, but I want you to understand how important that is to really understand like where Canvas was. I know, and I feel like you came in like in the nick of time just because of where we were. To be honest, like it grew too fast. And then when I got on bed rest when I was pregnant, and they say no, going left and right, and not only that, like my signature's being forged. It basically stole so much from the company, from me, my family.
Here we go with them fake tears, y'all.
You're gonna make me cry. I mean it. You don't know, like I'll never forget it. It was like June 18th, like 2022. Like I really woke up and everything just literally froze. Like if Canvas wasn't financially insanely strong, like I would not have been able to keep going forward because I had to start at zero. And nobody knew. There was so many days I would wake up and I'd be like, I feel like I'm gonna leave, And it was like just the reason why I didn't just like quit. You was like, no, we ain't even turn around like that. Let's fix these holes. I remember you pushed back a bit. Yeah, you got mad at me a few times. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. All this recovery that we're doing, all this building, all this product selling, it's truly to undo, what happened in the past. I know you want to help your family, and growing a company like this requires difficult decisions. And you and I, as leaders of this company, we have both an ethical responsibility and a legal responsibility to make the best decisions for Canvas. We cannot sit here and let other people take advantage of the company. No more. No more snakes.
No more snakes in the garden.
No more blinders.
No more blinders.
I always say that I'm so thankful for any experience that I have because it happened for me, not to me. And now in this season of like Canvas 2.0, like I'm so much better equipped to scale my company to the next level. And I would not have been had I not experienced everything I did before. And, I feel like I was just dying for so long. Like I want to feel like I'm living. I want to celebrate.
I'm seeing such a character shift with you too, and so much more strength too.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you for that. Because when I came on, it was a lot. We will be at a spot one day where we're selling 10 million a month, and I'm confident we can get there. But we have to get there properly, and we have to make sure that every single piece of the pie is correct.
Right. Like, break by break, slow and steady.
Yeah. When I saw how much heart and soul you put into your products, into your company, into your family, I knew that's a good person. And I knew that's a good person that I wanted to work with for a while.
Thank you.
All right. So now Stormy, like I said, she has her products, the Canvas Beauty products on the table. She says that Kyle is her COO of Canvas over I think she said 5 years now. So Stormy wants to celebrate their 5-year mark by having this party of the pastors, which you guys know they already had that. They were already talking about that on social media. I showed pictures of the party of the pastor, as many as I could get. She tells him what she wants to do in terms of this party to kind of celebrate Canvas Beauty. Cal then mentions to Stormy that Stormy almost lost her house behind Canvas having business issues and money issues, in which Stormy becomes emotional. Cal then tells her not to cry before it makes him cry. This whole thing just seems so rehearsed. I see y'all putting it in there. Cal also says to Stormy that they are working towards selling over 10 million products a month. I was like, good luck with that shit. Cause you're gonna sell 10 million, but you're gonna only damn ship out 1,000, and people gonna be sitting there waiting on their damn orders. That the problem ain't selling it. The problem is getting it to the actual customers. That's the actual problem that Stormy has been having with her businesses. Okay, but let's continue. Next scene, honey, is Nell and Chris. They are having a family dinner at their house with their kids, their niece, who Nell says that she actually raised, and she also gave her a job at her daycare. Okay, yes, I said okay. Now this scene here seemed a little rehearsed to me as well, but let's continue. So her daughter and her daughter's husband, who I didn't know her daughter married no Caucasian dude, but that's cool. Love is love, child. Nell is there, and Chris Fletcher's in the kitchen helping her. She done cooked this big spread for her family. Looks like mac and cheese, some greens, child, some fried chicken, and some more stuff. So it's like a whole nice little spread where everybody's coming over to sit down, talk, and eat. So Nell and Chris, they are setting up everything, waiting for everyone to arrive. And Nell says that I need them all to be here on time. Okay. Chris said, well, you cook, so of course everybody's going to show up. So Nell might be able to burn in the kitchen, child. That's what it sounds like. So Nell and Chris, they're sitting via confessional, and Nell says that we have 4 children. Chris says that everybody's grown now. All right. So then Nell then goes on to say that some people like the word blended family. I don't consider us a blended family. For me to be a blended family is when you come in a little older, whatever that means. So then Nell says that we came into the marriage a child of peace. So Chris Fletcher had a child when they got married. She also had a child once they got married. And then they both had 2 children together. They have Lance, which is their son. Lance, which is Nell's son. And then Alexis, which is Chris's daughter, okay, that they had prior to their marriage. They also have So then Alexis and then Alan, which is Chris's daughter, they come in and they greet Nell and Chris. Okay, they come in and greet Nell and Chris. I'm trying to do it in chronological order. Lance comes in, which is Nell's son. Okay, and then Chris says that then we have 2 children together, which is Chris and Kayla. All right, so they have 2 children together, a daughter and a son. They both arrive and they greet Chris and Nell as well. Kiki, which is their cousin, which Nell actually helped raise. She's their niece, who actually, like I said, worked for Nell at her daycare. Nell says that she got fired at her daycare as well. So she says that Kiki's mom actually had a hand in raising Nell when Nell was growing up. So now Nell has turned around and helped raise Kiki, which is Kiki's mom. Well, y'all know what I'm trying to say. She helped raise Kiki, which is her niece. All right. So she greets Nell and Chris as well as she comes in. So Chris then says via confessional that Kiki got another job, but got fired from it as well. I was like, damn, Kiki, can you keep a job around here, girl? All right. I'm like, why y'all had to put her business out there like that too? Like, that's embarrassing. So Nell then says that she knew nothing about Kiki being fired from her other job, but Chris knew. So she kind of felt away that some secrets were being held and she didn't know about it. All right. So Nell then asked Kiki, says that since I fired you, are you working? So then Kiki says that that she kind of exhales and says, oh. She says, yeah, I am working. So then Nell says that you're not lying, are you? I was like, damn, Nell. So then Kiki was like, no, I'm not lying. So then Nell says that, so you have a job. She says that I heard that you don't have a job. I was like, well, wow. So then Kiki says that I do actually have a job. So then Kiki says I lost the other job because I didn't have proper child care. Okay. So then Nell asks her, says, well, do you have proper child care now? She says, and why did you tell Uncle Chris and not me? I was like, wow. So she said, because Chris is cool. So Nell says, then what am I? All right. So I was like, you are Tina Turner's wig wearer, honey, because that's what you've been giving us this season. That's what I said. Because I know I'm a little messy a little bit. So Kiki then goes on to say that I was going to tell you today, actually, okay, about this situation. So then Nell says that I'm the one helping you, so you should have came to me. I was like, wow, Nell, you a little turned up today, okay? Like, child. So then they go and they sit to get ready to eat. All right, everybody go and sit down at the table to get ready to eat. Nell is bringing the food over. Chris is helping her. So then Kiki says, I didn't know how to tell you for real. Okay, what do we have? A good old clip. All right, I try to get these clips, guys, so that you guys can get the coup de grace of the show. All right, so let's go ahead and get that clip.
It was time for them to actually arrive.
I need all of them to be on time.
You cook, so of course they're going to show up. Today we're going to have our Fletcher's family dinner.
We have 4 beautiful children.
You know, everybody's grown now.
Some people like the word blended family. I don't consider us a blended family. For me, blended family is when you come in a little older as the children with new parents, and they didn't come in that way. We came into the marriage a child of peace.
She had Lance. I had Alexis. They were, what, almost a year old?
Oh my God.
Lexi Allen.
What are you doing, boo?
What's up, son? How you doing? Good, how are you? Lindy Man. Lance. And then we have 2 beautiful children together.
And that would be Chris and Kayla. Kiki is my niece.
Kiki.
I had a hand in raising her. Her mom actually had a hand in raising me. So her mom is actually like a sister to me. Good to see you. Give me my hug.
What's up, Quan?
Kiki's worked for me a very long time. I recently had to turn around and fire her.
She got another job, but she got fired from that job as well.
See, now you knew about that, and she didn't tell me anything.
Now you wonder why?
Ma'am, since I fired you, are you working? Yep. Don't lie.
I'm not lying.
You got a job.
Okay.
Yes.
I heard you didn't have no job.
No, I do have a job. I have a job. I got fired. I lost my job. And then I got another job.
Why'd you lose your job?
Because I didn't have proper child care.
So you got proper child care now?
I do now.
You do? Why do you feel the need to tell your Uncle Chris but not tell me?
It's cool.
So what am I?
I was going to tell you today, actually. But I wanted to fix the problem, too, before I came to you because I really didn't want to hear your mouth.
You were in my mouth anyway. I'm the one helping you. I feel like you should have came to me. I should have known from you instead of having to hear it from him.
I just really didn't know how to tell you for real.
I accept that, I guess. I accept all my new y'all do. And I'm always the last one to find out.
It's because of the way you react to stuff.
You know what? Yeah. Let's sit down because I want to know. I really want to know how all y'all feel. I do feel like our kids favor their dad more than they do me?
I think the children probably come to me because they feel like maybe their mom kind of jumps the gun a little bit, and they just feel like they can tell me how they feel before I take action.
Well, what is it more like? You don't prejudge them, and I do. That's the part of being a mom versus to being a dad.
So you say?
Yes. So I say, and that's the way I really feel about it.
Okay.
Every one of y'all have your own issues. Every one of y'all have something. The same way I come through for y'all, y'all need to come through for each other. Period. I done cooked this damn food for y'all. Let's air it out. What I want to hear about is your job. Is you gonna keep that?
First of all, I'm sitting here trying to act like I don't hold a job. Like I can't hold a job. You can be a bit dramatic sometimes. You have to go 0 to 100.
You'll be damn dramatic too if you in overload of always having to do every damn thing. But then y'all run to your dad or daddy, uncle, what you call him?
Daddy, uncle.
Uncle, daddy.
I don't really talk to anybody, so.
Daddy, uncle.
I'm gonna say half of the time I don't call it dad for everything, like feelings wise and nothing like that. I ain't just personally come in and try to ignore you. That's what you think.
You don't call me.
It just sound like that.
You used to call me like every other day.
True.
And you're not doing that no more because
Of the dog? My dog.
That's their son.
talk.
Saved. Wrong word.
Y'all keep saying saved. Because I wasn't there, I got locked up.
Chris Jr. recently went to jail, and we ended up having to go and get his dogs, taking them to the vet. We ended up with a $3,800 bill from the veterinarian. And then, of course, that's our child. And we ended up having to bail him out, and there was another $6,000 to bail him out.
At this point, he owes us a lot of money. And he's not going to be getting those dogs back until he pays that money.
I want my dog back.
You got locked up. Then you didn't even pay me for that. Then you tell me you want your damn dogs back.
Why would I pay you back if you're going to keep the dog?
You don't deserve the dogs
Why
back.
didn't pay back? I feel like it's a trade for a trade.
Then $6,000 a trade for the dog?
Dog, $3,500.
I paid $3,800 for his medicine. And then $6,000
You did that on
to
the
get you
show,
out.
but I didn't do that.
There ain't no damn trade for no trade.
If you gonna keep the dogs, why would I pay you back?
Let's just shut the hell up. Why you feel like that's a trade for a trade?
Yeah, snapping. Damn. Let's just shut the hell up. I said, damn, you about to knock the chicken over doing all that. Damn, Nell. About to knock somebody damn drink over doing all that. Who knew Nell be turning up like that? Damn, Nell. She mad about that damn money. He better hear it and pay that shit back because she mad about that. That son is something else, ain't he? All right, so they're saying that Chris, he done paid damn near $10K. Chris and Nell done paid about $10K for the damn dogs and getting that son up out of jail. And he's tatted up. He's a thug. That son is a thug. He got the dreadlocks. He got tattoos all over the damn place. He's something else. All right, but Nell snapped on that daughter Lexi and told her to shut the hell up when she tried to step in to try to help speak up for their brother. Nell won't hear that. Nell was like, shut the hell up, all right? Because he owed them that money. And he talking about he want them damn dogs back, but he don't want to pay them the money back. So it don't work like that, sir. They're saying, hey, if you want the damn dogs back, you need to pay us the money. Like, that's unheard of. I don't know what kind of bill they had to pay for like $3,800 for some damn dogs and then turn around and still pay $6,000 something to get his ass up out of jail. Like, you only burning your bridge because if your ass get in trouble again and get locked up, they're not gonna be so quick to go run and pay this money for you, knowing that you're not grateful for them stepping in and helping put up all this money to help you get up out of trouble. But damn, hot damn mess. All right. But when Nell snaps at that daughter child, it everything becomes crazy. And actually Chris kind of looked at her like, whoa, like Nell, bring it down, because she done went all the way there. But that is the end of the episode. This was a short episode, you guys. It was a very short episode. Not like all the other long episodes that we've had this season. But episode 24 was a short episode. Thank God, because child. Ooh. But the episode ends there. I will rate it a 7, okay? Only because they had Melody's ceremony, and I did enjoy that, okay? I was happy to see her do that. So I will give the episode a 7. All right. That's what I rated. That is what I rated. All right. Next episode, of course, they're still at the Fletcher's house for this dinner. The daughter actually tells the brother and Nell, says that if you guys are going to continue to lie, then I'm just going to go ahead and leave. All right. So production shows Alexis and her husband outside in their car preparing to get ready to leave, while Chris stands outside at the window of their vehicle talking to his daughter because she's visibly upset. She looks like she's kind of emotional too. All right. Now, Alexis says that says to Chris, she says that you really haven't been there for me since I was like 28 years old. I was like, wow, I don't think Chris wanted that shit to be said on camera, because that kind of pisses him off. And he says to her, like, oh my God, said, you know what? Get the F out of here and just go home. And then he walks off. I said, well, shit, that's how you talk to your daughter, Chris? I don't think he wanted her to say that on camera, because like I said, she was really emotional, and whatever he said to her prior to that, it made her mad. And she was like, he wasn't there for me since I was 28. And Chris was like, you know what? Oh my God, just get the F out of here and go home. I said, damn. So then Melody, she speaks to, moving on to the next scene, Melody then speaks to her friend Brittany, okay, who is helping her find love again. Okay, y'all know Mel is looking for love again after she done changed her name, honey. Her friend Brittany says that we're not picking anybody here in the area, meaning nobody in Huntsville. Like, we're gonna pick somebody for you. It damn sure ain't gonna be nobody here in Huntsville. So Melody says, oh, so we're going to expand. Okay, then Melody says, I was thinking that this might be some international vagina. I was like, not the international one, not the vagina with several area codes, Mel. Like, you didn't go there, did you, sis? I was like, you better come on out that shell, girl. When she said that, I was looking like, okay, girl. So then her friend Brittany, of course, is embarrassed after Melody says that, and she kind of covers her face with like this little card thing that she has in her hand, and she is dying laughing at Mel. All right, so then Melody, she starts laughing, and she says that we might just have to go abroad with this thing, okay? Because she's getting excited at the thought of finding new love, okay, with her friend helping her find somebody. So moving on to the next scene is Chris and Martell, honey. They are FaceTiming when Martell asks, how has Nell been? All right. So of course, Chris is actually talking to him about how he raised his voice and talked to Nell. So Martell says the last communication that me and Nell had, like, she was literally tearing me up, man. No, Martell, you was acting like a whole clown. So Chris says, yeah, she told me that you got a little loud with her too. And Martell says, oh Lord. Then he kind of tries to laugh it off, but Chris, he ain't laughing. He just kind of looking at him like, I don't know what's funny. So then Chris says, like, don't be talking to my damn wife like that, man. So Martell, he kind of looks crazy, and then he kind of shakes his head like, oh, okay. So moving on to the next scene is Kiki and Stormy meet up at Stormy's house, and they are expecting Tiffany to come and have a sit down so that they can squash their differences, okay? Yeah, so they're waiting on Tiffany to get there. Kiki is already there. Stormy's there. They're sitting there kind of eating like little snacks, so they're waiting for Tiffany to get there. All right, to clear the air and possibly get some hands or drink or, you know, some feet thrown up on Tiffany's ass, because y'all know she's been talking a whole lot of stuff about Kiki, and Kiki done heard it through the grapevine, so she is anticipating, honey. She can't wait for Tiffany's ass to get there. All right, so Stormy says that I want you and Tiffany to kind of sit and talk, and I want y'all to come together and like squash this mess. Y'all been doing too much of this damn arguing. Like, I want to see y'all get along. So Kiki then responds. She says, I don't want to have to teach her a lesson, but I will. Okay. She says, and I don't know what her issue is with me either. So during that time, she says that in walks Tiffany, child, with baby Ace all bundled up, child, like the baby Jesus under this little swaddling cloth thing, child, where she done tied baby Ace to her just in case some hands get to flying. Okay. I said, you knew what you were doing, Tiffany. You done talked all this shit about Kiki, and now you know you coming over there to talk to Kiki, and you done heard that she done threw that damn drink on Tisha's ass. So you know she's about that life. So what you gonna do? You gonna bring baby Ace so you can hide behind the baby, so you don't get them paws put on your ass. All right. So as soon as she walks in, okay, of course that kind of brings Tiffany to say something. All right. So Kiki to say something. So once Kiki sees Tiffany, she says, oh, she brought the baby. Like, I ain't gonna be able to pop that bitch today because she got the baby and she done tied the baby up on her. I was like, see, Kiki was like, baby, look, you done brought that damn baby, and I was planning to go upside your head a few times, but you lucky you holding on to that baby, and you done tied the baby. Y'all know how you take the baby, you tie it onto you, and the baby's inside this little thing. That's how she had baby Ace. She was making sure that baby was close to her, so don't no hands, baby, get thrown. I said, you knew what you was doing there, girl. So Stormy tells Kiki, well, Stormy tells Tiffany to go and sit down on the other end of the couch down from Kiki. I was like, your ass might want to sit somewhere else, because baby, we don't never know, honey, when Kiki's ass gonna pop off. All right, so she kind of looks nervous, and she's sitting down from Kiki like, oh shit, like, I don't know if I want to sit right here. All right, but she holding on real tight to baby Ace, like, baby, look, don't be throwing no hands because I got the baby. All right, she was holding the baby like it was baby Jesus, like it was in the swaddling cloth, honey, in a manger, honey. That's how her ass was sitting down there on that couch holding on to that baby, because she did not want to get them damn hands. But yeah, so then Kiki, like I said, she looks over at Tiffany, and Tiffany, she kind of looks away, and she looks very dumbfounded and nervous, because she already knows that Kiki about to get all up and through her ass about the stuff that she done said about her, okay, on and off the damn record. All right, so next episode, guys, is going to be good. It's going to be a nice little Kiki, literally, all right, because Kiki is going to be popping off on Tiffany's ass for all the shit that she had to say about her. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, honey, season 6, episode 24. Yes, all right, Rodger, that was the title of the actual episode, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can go down in the comments, child, leave comments on how you guys feel about the actual episode, and how you feel about what's coming up next, okay? So I will see you guys, I guess, tomorrow. Do you guys want to have a quick panel? Do you guys want to talk about the episode, or are you guys ready to go? It's totally up to you guys tonight. It doesn't matter. If you guys want to have a conversation about the actual episode, you can. If you guys are ready to go, we can go. All right. Going once, going twice. Anybody? Nobody? Okay, so we can go, because I still got to get my show together after this as well, okay? But I will see you guys tomorrow for Car Chronicles, okay? I'm putting together a great show for you guys, okay? But feel free to go into the comments, guys, and leave some comments and let me know how y'all feel about this episode and this review. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, okay? Somebody said, Caramel, drop your link to subscribe, okay? Yes, drop the link to subscribe. Hold on. Ooh, child. Lord. Hold on. Somebody said, good night, Caramel. Good night. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'll get that, guys, because I'm still learning this damn StreamYard stuff. I'll get it, and I will post it, okay, probably on my community wall. All right. But thank you guys for being here. Again, this is season 6, episode 24 of Rodger, That Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? Yes. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell too, guys, so that you guys will be notified when we put out new videos. Thank you, Moz, for doing a great job of modding. Thank you, Caramelians, for joining the video, okay? And any content creators that join as well. All right, and goodbye.